Welcome back to the Sunday Sports Frenzy. Duke basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski coached his last home game Saturday at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Coach K is a legend, no doubt. For the past 22 years, John Jackson, a native of Lebanon, has been one of the closest advisors to the Duke basketball program as Deputy Director of Athletics of Men's Basketball and External Affairs. He joins me in the sit-down to talk everything from walking in the doors at Duke to his love of sports.
We grew up big sports fans, and went to Penn State and realized that maybe there could be a career there in it, and just been really fortunate that I was able to fall into something that doesn't feel like a job for the last 30 plus years.
When you walk into Duke in 2000, it's one thing to hit the ground running, but still be in awe of it. Can you describe what that was like, your first entrance in there, and kind of compare and contrast now that you're so used to seeing Coach over the last 20 plus years?
It's funny that when I did my interview at Duke, I never interviewed with Coach K, even though I was going to work with them. They were going to Michigan for a game. So it was a little odd to get a job offer without ever really talking to the coach I was going to be working with. So first time I met him, we got here in the middle of January, and we had an ice storm, and it was everything in our area shuts down. We don't have the capability to deal with snow and ice here. So we just basically wait for it to melt. So the first time I saw him, this guy walks in my office, and there's like a hat pulled way down over his eyes. It was a Cubs hat. And it was, Coach K welcoming me to the job. I'm like, oh, okay, this is different, than what I thought it was going to be. And I remember walking into the locker room the first time to get introduced to our players. And again, Battier, Williams, Dunleavy, Carawell, those are the folks, these are guys you see on TV all the time. And it was a little intimidating. And I can say that both Chris Carawell, who's now on our staff as an associate head coach and does a great job for us, and Shane Battier were the two guys that basically told those guys, hey, I know he's new, listen to him though. And it really kind of broke the ice and helped me get in with that group. And then again, the next year, kind of going through that championship run with a lot of the same people was huge.
For somebody who wants to be in sports management and do what you do, what's the biggest advice that you could give somebody?
The more you can get on a resume, the better. So get practical experience. As when I get resumes, I'm looking for what have you done. And there is as big as the sports industry is, there's still a who you know factor. And if I have a colleague at another school, for instance, that I trust and know, call me about someone who may be applying here, automatically that person's going to get put on a different pile. And so the networking that people can do is absolutely critical. Like the more people you can just network with and be able to maybe pick up a phone for you or write a reference letter for you. I mean, those things, they still matter. I know we're in a different time, digital age, all that. A little bit more movement, a little less stability with people and their jobs. But end of day, all that stuff, those personal relationships, they still matter. And I can tell you, I would have never been employed at SMU without someone who knew someone at SMU that I worked for. And I would have never been employed at Duke without the same thing happening from SMU people who knew people at Duke. So I don't know that there's a template per se, but I do know that relationships at the end of the day, that it's still the most important thing in our business.
Awesome advice from John. See the full interview with John Jackson as he talks about working with Coach K. I know that's what you want to hear. It's over on Fox43.com.